do this kind of comes deeply from my community service that I've ran here in South Jersey for the last 10 years. It's something I've been very committed to, and I think it makes a really good transition, from the community service, public service, into this public service job. And it's something I have a passion for. And I really believe anything you have a passion for, if you put your will to it, you can make it happen. And through a lot of hard work, that is going to happen. The next question I get is, what makes you qualified? I think because I care. I think that's really what makes me qualified. I want to go out and I want to make changes to what's happening. And I think being from the outside, someone that isn't involved, someone that has fresh ideas, that's really what we need. Because the way this administration is running, and quite frankly, the way John Adler votes isn't the way it needs to be done. And I really think that's what we need to change. To go along with that, I'll just give you a little background on where I'm from, and it puts me in a different place. A lot of people want to look at me and say I'm a celebrity, athlete, millionaire. But I come from some humbled roots. I grew up in Flint, Michigan. Used to be right behind Detroit, Motor City, USA. There was just as many factories in Flint, Michigan. My father worked in the factory for 30 years. And watched that man work his butt off for 30 years to support his family. We went through some tough times there. I know they were in the late 80s. My parents had just built a house. My father was laid off for 2 years. We went through some big issues. I think the one thing that stood out to me in that time, in the winter time, my dad put a door up over the landing to go upstairs where my bedroom was and my brother's were. We closed off the upstairs so we didn't have to heat it. We did without a lot of things. We got to that point around Christmas time where we were got a little bit older. Santa Claus didn't exist anymore. It's like, you have $100 for Christmas, that's it. And my dad made sure that all that kind of stuff was taken care of, working 3 and 4 and 5 jobs. And that type of work ethic is really what I modeled myself after. And there wasn't anything that was ever given to me. I was never the best athlete. I was never the fastest guy. I wasn't the strongest guy. But you know what? I put my work in, and I made a mental decision to be the toughest guy out there. And I think taking that tenacity to Washington, D.C. is going to go a long way. But to do that, I think a lot of work has to be done, and it's a lot of coming out and meeting the people. Because truthfully, the way I conduct myself, we're all in this together. We're all family in this. We all have ideas. I don't know everything, and I don't think many people in here think they know everything. But the more we talk, the more problems we can resolve. And I think that is one of my biggest goals in this campaign, is get out and meet as many people as I can to really represent this district to the best I can. And to change these issues, to change these problems. I think the Assemblyman said it best. The size of government is totally out of control. The people are the ones that are going to fix these problems. We have to get the government out of the way, put some money back in people's hands, and let them solve the problems that we have. I think with that, my 4 minutes is probably getting close to being up, but thanks for having me out. You will see me again and again and again. And I enjoyed being here, and you guys have a great night. Thank you.